Victoria Garrick Browne, welcome to Live from Bed.
Thank you. I was so excited to do a podcast called Live from Bed because I was like, I can just be relaxed, chill.
Yes.
We're live from bed.
No, exactly. Like you said, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I was like, you came to the right place.
I know. I kind of did today. And I hate that because it's negative, but it's important to talk about because people think I'm very positive. And I am very positive, but I'm also human. And I have mornings where I wake up and I just like have attitude for no reason.
150%. Are you like in your cycle somewhere?
You know, I wish I could blame it on that.
Yeah, isn't that the worst when you can't blame it on anything? You're just like, I just suck today.
Totally. So I had a workout this morning and I feel like I went into it and I was just like I don't want to be here, whatever. And so then I'm like, we're not lifting heavy enough. I'm not sweating. Like I was just shitting on myself and the workout in my head. And then I get home and I'm shitting on the things I have to do. And then I'm thinking to myself, this is all because of like the way that you labeled it when you started the day.
Yeah.
Like if I went into my workout and thought like this could be the best workout ever, I could feel so motivated. Like if I had created that storyline, I'm sure it would have been feeling differently. And that's why our mind is so powerful.
I know, but at least like you didn't cancel the workout. Like I'm so like when I'm in a bad mood, I'm like, let's make this shit fucking worse. Like I lean in so hard. Like I do nothing productive.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah. No, I'm like, this just day is terrible. Let me look up all the reasons why this isn't my fault. Like why cosmically I'm having a horrific day. And like, let's just go move on.
Let's make this shit worse. That's iconic.
Yeah, I'm just like, how can I fuck this up even more to like make myself even in a worse mood?
That is rich.
I know, you gotta celebrate the bad moods. Are you a fight starter when you do that?
No, like I know how it sounds to say I'm very self-aware, but I am very self-aware.
Yeah.
So even I try to be very cautious of that. Like I have an incredible employee that I work with, and I'm today trying to be very mindful of like, this has nothing to do with her. Like literally nothing to do with her at all. Like, but I need to be real about, honestly, I think too, I feel pretty burnt out. My last month of work. Yes. My last month of work has been like really go, go, go. And so I'm recognizing, hey, this is what happens when we flex our boundaries and we give more than we actually have.
Right.
And so it's just like a constant learning lesson. And so now I'm like rehabbing my giddy up of like my document of like, okay, what did I flex on? How can I create more systems? How can I get out of things to be in my highest and best, you know, so that now December can be better and January can be better. You just always have to be learning.
Bless you. I'm like, okay, this sucks. Everything sucks. Like, I like that you're a proactive bad mooder. You know?
Yes. That's what
tell me like a bad coping mechanism you have. Like a
oh my God, that's so funny. Well, I used to cope with food. I used to have a binge eating disorder. So for sure.
That's a good one.
That used to be a coping mechanism. But my therapist would be urging me right now to not try to make something negative be productive or a learning lesson, or like she's like, that's the perfectionist brain, is like, but how did I get something out of this that's valuable and that like made it all worthwhile? And I do that a lot. So, which, you know, sometimes it's just like shitty and it's shitty, and that's that.
100%.
You don't have to change it. You don't have to try to grow from it.
Yeah.
Well, it would be nice to grow from it, but
I know. I really recommend like sitting in the shit sometimes. Like sometimes something just sucks, you know? Sometimes you just gotta be like, life sucks, everything sucks. And then like the pendulum swings the other way, you know? And then you're like, you know, for every like bad day you have like a good day. But I'm trying to learn that too. Like I had a therapy session on Thursday, and, you know, I was like talking about like, for me, sometimes I'm on this show and I'm talking to someone who's like a real introvert, who's like really like, I hate being around people, who like has like one or two friends, and, you know, and I like really, it resonates with me deeply. Like I'm like, oh, like you know, for every social interaction I'm in, I need like 48 hours to like be by myself, like sensory deprivation, like put me in a cell by myself, you know? And I'm like, okay, so like that, and I'm talking to the person and blah, blah, blah. But then I go into my real life and I like have a lot of friends, a big social life, a big family. I can be very extroverted. Like if you were to meet me, you'd probably think I'm extroverted. So it's like these two sides of me that are constantly in conflict. Like if I invite people over for a party at my house, right? Like I'm like, oh, let's throw a football Sunday, whatever the fuck. Like there are two sides of me, like, and it will like happen over like 24 hours. Like every hour will be different. Like I'll be like, fuck, I don't want anyone to come over. Why did they think they should come to my house? Like I have to like buy all this food and prepare. And the next hour I'll be like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to have all these, like, what a full life. And I was just thinking, like, my therapist was like, you don't have to choose one. side that you're like, that you are like one person that you are. You have to invite like both of those people to the table and be like, okay, like how do we coexist, and just know that they're going to come up in everything that you do.
Definitely.
You
And
know?
recognizing that the Jade that is home alone
Yeah.
is a good enough version of you
Right.
to be the version of you are in front of people as well.
Totally.
Because that's where
Isn't that hard?
I relate to this 100%, where I feel like when I start to freak out that the people are coming over or whatever, it's because I'm like, I've got to turn on. And turning on feels exhausting and I don't want to turn on. And that's why, especially like with my close friends and stuff, I'll feel very particular about like if I know I'm hanging out with like my 3 or 4 best friends, like I feel safe. But then if they're like, oh, and I'm going to bring this cool girl from work, all of a sudden I'm like, and it's not that I don't want to be inclusive and I don't want to meet someone new. It's just that like I don't feel like I can now be at my level 50 that I am with my friends, but that's on me. Like, so I've been trying to push myself to be like, yes, you can. Like, you can show up the exact same way you would have shown up to this dinner with or without this new person being there, you know? And like, you can host people and not feel like you need to get up and ask everyone if they need anything. Like, you can do it differently, you know? So I've been trying to like give myself that exposure therapy a bit of not everyone's experience around you always has to be like so pleasant.
Totally. But showing up at 50 is terrifying for me and always has been. So like in the past, especially in my 20s, I'd cancel. Like if I didn't feel 100, like the birds were chirping and I was singing and everything was wonderful, like it was not happening. Like cuz I was just like I know my 100% version of me who will come later, like at a time where I don't have plans or like an opportune time. She'll punish that person that showed up at 50%, and I'll regret like showing up at 50% and not sparkling in the way that I needed to. And I think also being in your 20s and 30s even, or wherever you are, like you don't see your friends every day, you know? So like when you show up at 50% after you haven't seen someone in like 2 months, you're like, that's their snapshot of me. That's where they think I am in my life, you know, or like I didn't show up at 100%. And if I can't show up at 100%, I shouldn't show up at all.
Well, it depends on the friend, right? Because I definitely feel like, fortunately, I could see one of my best friends who I haven't seen in a while and be like, not my best, and that actually be special, that like we can have that, you know?
You can sit on the couch and like scroll on your phones and do nothing. Those friends are the best. But like so many of my friends like that don't live in the same city as me. So I'm stuck with these fucking B-level friends that like I have to sparkle in front of, and I can't sparkle.
And then it's like, okay, how can we make one A-list friend here?
Right.
You know, 2, how can you go deeper with people, which is also exhausting.
So this season is tough for you, but it's also tough for me. But my boyfriend, my husband of 3 years, doesn't do it professionally. Your husband is in sports.
Yeah.
So is he in fucking fantasy leagues? Like, do you want to kill him? Do you want to throw his phone? Like,
I know. So, I mean, my husband gets paid to know football.
Sure.
So, like, flex, because I think a lot of these guys know football and they're not getting paid for it.
My husband probably knows as much as your husband does about football. And I have to remind him, like, you have no skin in this fucking game. You don't own this team. You're not on this team.
Right.
But, like, the way he feels about it is as if he is, you know,
they get very emotionally involved.
Oh my God.
I feel grateful that it's his profession. So like, you know, him on Sunday needing to recap every single game he missed because he was calling a game and be up to speed. Like, I know that's for his business. And he definitely
Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of Dylan, my husband Dylan. I'm like, it's for his business. Yeah, he's the commissioner of his fantasy league, so he sends recaps every Sunday.
No, that's hilarious.
Like, fuck that.
My husband can barely keep up with the fantasy league season because of his job. So he's like, oh shit, I forgot to do my whatever.
Yeah.
And I would say he's definitely I was just talking to someone else the other day. I think there can be way more, like, for Max being a former college football player and an ESPN analyst, I don't think he's the most obsessed with football of like guys that we know.
Oh my God. Put my husband in. Like, he literally just is obsessed. He loves all sports. Like, he like basketball, football, baseball. Like, he is just he's like an encyclopedia. Like, truly, he's who everyone texts.
We should do a sports podcast.
Don't give him any ideas. I don't need any more of this shit. It's crazy. Like, even because we're having a baby in March, and his friends, like a lot of their first reaction was like, did you do that intentionally? Because it's not fantasy football season. I'm like, I actually would probably commit murder. Like if it was during if I just had a newborn baby, like in September, October, November, absolutely not.
It's funny you say that because we are definitely super aware of the timelines because if I did deliver a baby in August, I mean, he would be like an absent father in the first months because he travels every single weekend for football games.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, every single weekend from the end of August to the start of December, he's calling a game somewhere. That's usually not LA.
Does he have so many miles?
Yeah, he does.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
But yeah, so we're definitely like, oh my God, the ideal, you can't, it's just a blessing to get pregnant, but definitely delivering in the fall. I mean, would he be at the birth? That would be a question.
Right. Would my husband be at the birth, or would he be managing his fantasy football league? It's really like a devotion like I've never seen. And it's very cool. Like I also do wish there was more stuff for women like that. Also, anything that takes more than 3 hours. Women don't have one, unless it's like getting highlights or extensions or something. We have nothing that, and that's a job. That like we have nothing that takes 3 hours. They have golf. They have like all this shitting, for example, takes like an hour. Like I don't understand. They have so many things that take an hour. Like what if the Real Housewives reunion was 3 hours, like a football game?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Also, it's cool that they, at least through fantasy, like have community. Like women should start drafting. Like,
I know.
For their bachelorette. I think people do kind of do that. My husband and I draft for Survivor. We love Survivor.
Oh, that's fun.
So we'll draft the characters. I mean, I guess I sit on FaceTime and yap with my friends all day. I don't think Max he's never breathing on the phone with someone. I called my best friend and was like, I just need to breathe with you.
No, like my sister and I, like she'll be talking to like a parking attendant and like for 6 hours. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
I'm like
what?
My show's on.
Yeah, no, I do that with my sister and my friends too. I'm talking on the phone all the time. Yeah, but he's texting all the time. It's unbelievable. It just like blows my. And he's in like 3 leagues. Like it's just crazy.
That's so funny.
But we both married our college sweethearts, which
Lucky ducks.
Sorry, that like term makes me kind of want to yak.
No, I think it's cute.
Really?
High school sweetheart makes me want to yak.
But okay, but college.
I'm like, you should have tried something else.
Yeah, I had a few years in college where I tried other flavors, other things. But isn't it crazy we kind of cheated the system?
Yeah, I mean, I feel so grateful, that I have, not that I found him in college, because I think it's very powerful to be single, like out of school and like in your 20s and your 30s, but obviously when you meet your person, you want as much time with them as possible, and so I feel so grateful that like we have had already so much time together.
Okay, wait till you get pregnant. I mean, some people hate their husbands. Like some people like actually hate that their husbands smell in pregnancy, and like totally valid. God bless you. I have never been clingier in my life. Like I almost cried the other day because it was Sunday and the weekend was ending and he was going to go to work on Monday. Like he was going to go be a sports analyst somewhere. No, like I literally like cry. Like I get so sad when he leaves, or like when our time to get, like, I'm like, there isn't enough time that I get to spend with you. Like I really love it. It's pregnant. I feel like it's like an overdrive.
But
I'm always kind of like, I always want to just hang out with him.
I love that.
But yeah, the college, like marrying someone from college, like how long were you guys dating before you got married?
I was single my freshman year of college, started dating him my sophomore, junior, senior year. We were together for like 5 or 6 years before we got engaged.
Okay. Yeah. So we got together like my junior year.
Yeah.
And it's fun. They like know all your friends. Like they like, like they're like when I had my wedding or anything, like they're just as much his friends as they are mine.
Right.
It's great.
I don't know about you, but we were like the first to get married.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like for my side, because I'm younger than him. But
Yeah.
like his friends, a lot of them got married before. But it's really fun marrying your college. Like 'cause you also like we go back to the school and we're like,
I know. Yeah, no, it is sweet.
we get the same things.
It is sweet, and both of us had such transformative college experiences.
Yeah.
Like myself with struggling with my mental health as an athlete, Max with being, the number 1 recruit in the country, to like having this shoulder injury and not playing in the NFL. Like we both went through so much that we often say, how could we meet someone and have to say like, this is what I went through and I need you to be caught up to speed on that?
Could you imagine?
Because we were by each other's sides during the darkest times of our lives in sports.
Right. I'm like, yeah, I totally relate in that. Like, I don't want to tell him about, like, we both grew up in LA, and I'm like, I don't want to explain to you like what this is or that is. Like there's so much.
You should just know what Go Greek is.
Know,
okay,
like
I'm not marrying a guy who doesn't know Go Greek.
100%. But it's so funny because you and I have these podcasts where like relating to people, right? Or like giving advice, or like I don't give good advice. So like I really don't try to do that because it's dangerous. But like there's a huge, do you ever like feel like there's like this huge chunk of like relatability that we're missing because we've never had to date really post college. Like I've never been on an app. And I'm like, but I can understand the struggle, but I've never experienced it.
I definitely do not call myself a dating expert. You know, like that's not a niche that I'm in. So I don't feel like I would feel unqualified for that if my whole shtick was I help single girls because like I didn't have that many years as a single girl.
But don't you feel like people think just because you're married that you somehow know an answer that they don't know?
Well, I do think what does intrigue me is that most of the people who are like the dating experts are single, but you would think that they would actually want advice from someone who got married if that's the end goal.
Right.
So that's where sometimes I do feel like, look, you know, I
think that all the time
I can speak to like how I believe you can create and maintain a really healthy and strong relationship because that's what we've done and are trying to continue to do. You know, and my friends will make fun of me when they're like, the guy texted me this, what should I say back? And, you know, my response is always like, I had a great time and I'd love to see you again. They're like, I could never say that. I'm like, but that's how you feel. Like, I'm so not in the game of like,
I'm terrible.
And I don't try to be. So, you know, I usually, if I do relationship advice, it's on like a relationship, moving in together, getting married.
LTRs. Yeah, I can do that. I'm fluent in that. In fact, like, because we've been together for like 11 years now. 12 maybe, I don't know, I can't remember, but yeah, so that like I, you know, how to, you know, rupture and repair anything like that, I'm fluent in. But like how to get a man, please, I did like the worst things you could ever. I was like, my frontal cortex wasn't formed yet. Like I did crazy shit to get this guy. You
know what I will say a hot take is I have for being on a dating app though.
Oh, what?
As someone who just sees it from the outside, is I think that I just notice this a lot. It's like anything on social media. A lot of people are putting like their best pictures.
Sure.
Throw in like an actual legit photo of what you look like. Because then if they swipe on you and they take you on a date, you're not going to be so nervous that they're not going to think you're cute.
Like, don't catfish people.
No, but and it's not like so much of a catfish, but I do think a lot of it is like, you know, there's nervousness. Will they like me? But I would just encourage people. I would at least be like, and here's me standing next to my friends. I'm a tall girl. Like, you know what I mean?
Something
like just
indicative of like
owning like that a little bit. And I think that could hopefully help. Like if you get a swipe being like, wow, that's a swipe like for me. I don't know, versus this internet persona. That's just a thought I've had is if I were on a dating app, I would definitely want to make sure that it felt really reflective of me so that I didn't feel like I had to be anything different when I showed up.
Oh my God. See, I'd catfish the shit out of everyone. Like it's actually unbelievable. Like I have a hard enough time posting online as is. Like if I had to post to also get the attention of a man, I would be paralyzed. You know what I mean? I feel like we can post, like I post like about like my mental health or like, you know, shitty things I've done, like embarrassing shit about my life because that box is already checked. I already have a man shackled to me. Like if I had to like worry about like someone thinking I was hot and also me being vulnerable on this podcast, and forget it.
You're so fucking hilarious, Jade. I'm just obsessed with you. But I do think but being publicly like facing like this, like that's not the norm. Like I definitely think I would feel really emotionally vulnerable. I already feel that way when I meet a new friend. I'm like, has she listened to my show? Has she seen this? Because it feels like there's a little imbalance of like how you build trust, which, you know, it's something to navigate. So I can't imagine going on a date with a guy and he's like listened to an episode with me and my mom and he's like met my mom, but he hasn't, you know.
Could you imagine?
No, but so yes, I think for us, like there's that's a unique factor. But
like I couldn't do this job single. I think I would have a hard time.
Yeah, I always wonder. Because I've been asked that before, like, because I'm very, you know, self-love and I post a lot of body image stuff. And I've had people be like, would you post this if you didn't already have a man? And I'm like I don't know. I can't answer that question because like I didn't have that experience. I can't say like, can't say it didn't happen that way. But For sure, I think having just the unconditional love of anybody in your life allows you confidence to be your authentic self.
Totally. Like some people I'm like, oh my God, your parents loved you like maybe too much, arguably. You know what I mean? Like, or like, yes, you way too hard. And now you are like, post like crazy shit on the internet. You know, there are some people on the internet, whether we want to admit it or not, that were yes too hard. You know, yes to unconditional love, especially from a partner and your parents and your family and all that good stuff. But sometimes it's like someone should have like shown you some conditional love.
There needs to be some consequences to certain behavior.
But like if I didn't have Dylan to like rag on or like, I don't know, like he's such a big part of my content also. It's like I need to talk about his shitting and love of fantasy football. It's like, what else would I do? What else would I do? Okay, so let's get into some good old fashioned self-reflection. Do you ever feel like sometimes you want to just turn that off? Like I'm a very self-aware person too, and sometimes I'm like, I think we need to just tone this down a little bit.
I definitely think it can be exhausting if you're constantly trying to be a better person every single day. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to be yourself, right? You want to be good enough.
Right.
And it can be hard to really feel good enough if you're constantly trying to improve. And so, I mean, yeah, sometimes it gets exhausting, but I also think self-reflection is a really powerful tool that I love and I use a lot.
But sometimes you meet someone who really sucks and you're like, you spend no time worrying about how your actions are impacting the rest of us.
Yeah.
And what else do you use your brain for? Like that must be an incredible asset for you that you are just like terrible. And here I am like worrying about like if I breathed incorrectly, like when I was around you.
Well, they do say we're in therapy for the people who don't go to therapy.
It's so true. No, it's literally so true. Like it drives me crazy. So what are you currently unlearning?
I guess I would say I'm unlearning the internal belief that I always need to be productive. I think that I'm just someone who's always had a plan. I've always had some project that's going to be worked on next month. And I've just started to think about like, what would it be like to not have a plan and not always be like producing a high output to get to a goal. So that's like my recent food for thought of, who would I be and what would I be if I wasn't always trying to accomplish something?
Right. I feel like being an athlete, like you're like brought up in that, like that feeling and that culture.
Yeah, definitely. Like you could win a game and play amazing and then you still go look at the film and say, where could I have been even more perfect?
Right.
So I think for sure that's, look, in the grand scheme of, internal beliefs and how we get made up from trauma and things in life, I feel grateful that my core belief is ultimately a positive one that's like creates success and achievement. I think I don't know. It's like it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to feel okay with myself, right? That's like my own inner work of, can I love myself? Can I be okay with myself if I haven't accomplished anything this month or this year?
Right.
I said to my mom, I'm like, could you imagine if I just knocked on your door and like looked a mess and was like, I just need to lay on your couch for a month and I don't know my like life plan.
Yeah.
Like that just wouldn't happen. Like I have not ever allowed myself to like, I don't know, to be there. And I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about, like because especially as I think about getting older and like wanting to have a family, I'm like, I
was going to say,
am I making sense?
No, 100%. Okay. You're absolutely making sense. Like I was thinking as you were saying that, like getting pregnant is going to be a big challenge in that for you. It was for me. Like I smoked weed all of college. Like I did not have I was not a D1 athlete at all, but I have that too, where I'm just like, I am what I accomplished. And I'm always like wanting to do a new project, accomplish a new thing, be something, make someone else proud, like whatever. But getting pregnant, you're challenged so physically, like in so many ways, like especially the first trimester. I was like, will I ever succeed in anything ever again? Like this is scary. Like you are taken to your knees, literally. Like you just have to like lay down, and it's really a crazy feeling. But I bring that up because I saw on your podcast you were talking about like maybe rounding that corner of like getting baby fever or like feeling kind of ready? Like,
Yeah.
where are you with that?
Oh, 100% on baby fever.
Oh my God.
Like, definitely ready. But
Yeah.
to what I said earlier about the timeline,
Right.
I think we just have to be,
No fall babies.
we have to, I mean, I don't know. We have to figure out what's going to make most sense for our life, or make sure we have the support systems in place if we do have a fall baby.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband's also still, you know, warming to like feeling ready, and I want him to feel ready. And this is the first year in his career he's really felt like he's just felt like, I feel like he's been constantly on like climbing the ladder up, and I feel like this is the first year that he's like on the platform, and that like feels super nice. Not that there's not a million more ladders he'd like to climb, but you know, so it's like one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's funny for like men and women. There's different boxes often, not just career, or not like oftentimes the woman's more concerned about the career because like we have a bump, you know what I mean? Like I was in a meeting the other day trying to get a project to happen, and I was like, do they not want to work with me because like I am pregnant? Like that was such a weird feeling. And I was like, here my husband fucking is in the same skinny jeans he impregnated me in. You know what I mean? Like looking the same, like not, you know, I'm like in a different dimension.
It is wild how women are like, I really will need time off. I really will need, because it's so demanding.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's demanding obviously because of our body being a vessel for the life, and then also the nutrients, and you know, there's so much that we just like have to do because we're the women.
And they have useless nipples. Like we have like multifunctioning nipples.
Could you imagine if it was on them to breastfeed?
Forget it. No, I like hate my husband because he's not a penguin. I'm like, penguins hold the egg for the woman, you know, oftentimes, and you don't hold the egg. But yeah, it's a really crazy feeling, because then also for women, you're in a life sentence of failing at something. You know, like you can be the best mom, the best career person, or not feeling like you're failing. You're just always going to be like, should I be home with my kid? Should I be trying to accomplish this thing? And it's like a wonderful, beautiful thing, but it's hard, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I don't know how it will net out for me.
Right.
When I get there, but I definitely think as I look at it, I'm not looking at it from the place of how do I make the kid situation less so I can keep the work going. I look at it more like, how do I create systems so that the work can keep going, but I can focus more on the baby, like in, you know, especially in the beginning or that first year. So I think and I obviously have the luxury of owning my own business and being self-employed to try to, you know, set it up for that way for me to feel that. But it's also tough when you're like a lifestyle creator and it's dependent on your content every day. And like, I mean, I've posted every single day of my life in one way or another for the past,
that's crazy,
like 8 years.
Wow.
And I'm tired.
Yeah. Your girl is tired. I know. You'll find like a new avenue, or you'll just fucking pimp your kid out and be like, you do something, like, and I'll film you. And then
no, I won't. I definitely don't want my kids like a part of my business at all.
Yeah, people ask me that all the time, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I definitely don't want it to be like his channel where I'm like, you know, like making him do shit for like unbox shit or something. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But I'm like, do I post his face? Like, do I like care if like people know who he is and what he looks like? I don't know.
And that's like your own decision, right? You and your husband will have to figure out what's best for you. I definitely am not going to post the faces of my kids. Yeah. But it's just like what makes you feel safe.
I don't know what makes me feel safe. That's the thing that makes me feel so unsafe. I'm like, shit, should I feel unsafe? Like, I don't know. I got a couple months, I guess, to decide.
I think it's just like they can't consent.
Right.
And so,
what's
like,
that like fucking woman that like posted her kids nonstop that the documentary was about? I don't know.
The Frankie family.
Like, I'm not trying to be fucking like that girl.
That was gnarly, but I think obviously, but I just think, you know, like anything, if you were to like become 14 or 15 and realize like mom and dad, like your first bath and your first chocolate cake and your first like when you know when you're little and you get embarrassed by things.
Yes.
Like imagine being like 10 years old and seeing that there's a bunch of people who call you like a certain nickname because of this viral video, and like I don't know, so much of the identity. I just feel like if my kids said to me, I want to be an influencer, I'd be like, okay, I have all the tools to help you do that. Yeah. But I'm not gonna make that choice for them.
Oh, for sure. But I'm also like a very I like to brag and like what if my baby's the cutest thing in the whole world? Like I just feel like the world needs to see it. But I'm not I don't want to like film his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to get his whole
Right.
life.
And there are celebrities who like post their kids. They'll like be like, this is our Christmas card, or like this is the
Right.
family vacation. You know, everyone has to do it the way that they feel is best for their kids, and
Yeah.
that's their decision. It's their family and their kids.
I don't know. I'll probably like block their face though. Like now I'm scared. I don't know. I don't know for what reason I'm scared, but I'm scared. You know, you just gotta. I don't know. But I feel like what I liked about hearing you talk, and what I like about hearing you talk about it, is like I remember that feeling like so well. Where I like started to round the corner. Like it was like an absolutely not like, oh my god, I can't have a kid right now.
Yeah.
And then it slowly. You're like, wait, hold on. Like my.
And you see babies everywhere you go,
Yes.
and you suddenly think they're cute and not annoying.
When I knew that I would exactly no, I find all babies that are not mine annoying. Like I really do. But I'll get over that maybe. But what I've noticed the most, like what was the clearest sign for me that I was like rounding that corner, was I would get jealous when people would announce their pregnancies. Like they'd tell me they were pregnant and I would be like, oh shit, like that seems kind of lit. Like before I'd be like, phew, thank God it was not me. Oh my God, thank God, like I'm not pregnant. And now I'm like, oh, that like, or before I got pregnant, I was like, that seems kind of fun.
Right.
But I feel like for me, readiness was more, I was waiting for it to be like an all consuming feeling. And it was more of like a decision. Like I had to decide I was ready. Like I was like, this is going to feel like jumping off a cliff or a high dive, like in any capacity. So I have to like kind of just put myself there and know that I trust myself and that I'm like, okay, that I want it badly enough that I can like push myself. Because it's going to take a little pushing no matter what. Like it's always going to be this like unknown of like, what was my life before? What's my life gonna be? You know, even now I'm like, oh my God, like my life's going to change forever in March.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know in what way. Like, I know in every way, every single way. And people like to scare the shit out of you. But it is like, for me, I was waiting for readiness to be a feeling, and it is more of a decision for me.
That's so funny because mine felt like the opposite.
Really?
I feel like I literally was just like, my body, like my soul is ready to be a mother.
Yeah.
Like it was more, and I'm not usually, I'm very connected to myself emotionally, but I'm not the type that's like, I walk in somewhere and I'm like, we have to move here. I can just feel it. Like, you know,
yeah.
I wish I was like that, and I'm trying to get more connected to that trust and that connection to the universe.
Yeah.
But I felt like I just felt it in my bones, and I was just like, I'm ready.
Yeah. Because I always had that undercurrent of like, oh, I know I want to be a mom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so stoked.
Me too. But then I would have times where you get on the wrong side of TikTok and I'm like, do I want kids?
Have
And
you
I'm
heard
like,
of the list? Where they like, they're
yes.
all the reasons why people, I'm like, I can't, la 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 la. I literally can't hear about it.
And then I'm like, that's crazy. And then I'm like, this is crazy because I know I've always wanted kids. But then, you know, I got hit with the feeling and I was like 100%. Like
Right.
now I know what it's like to really want to be a mom.
And I was like, this is, don't cancel me. I don't want anyone else's dog. I want my dog, you know, because he's like, I think he's the cutest thing in the fucking world. And I trained him, or I didn't actually, he just actually fell from the heavens. But like, to be in my life, and he vibes with me and my husband so well. He's like my family. It's like, that's how I'm gonna feel about a kid. I don't want anyone else's kid. And like when I look at other families do other things, I'm like, oh my God, that looks so stressful and scary.
Right.
It's gonna be my kid.
Yeah. Well, and there are like definitely really cute kids, and like some of my nephews, I'm like, oh, they're adorable.
Yeah.
And like I can't even imagine what it would feel like when that's like half me, half my husband.
Forget it. I'm so vain. Also,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna literally be obsessed with this kid. It's like, but then I'm gonna block their face so none of you guys can see him. So ha ha ha.
Well, text me a picture.
Yeah, I will. Oh, 100%. Okay. When was the last time you felt jealous?
Not to sound higher than thou, but I definitely feel like I've done a lot of like work on myself
Yeah.
and with the ego mind and consciousness, that I don't think I'm like jealous of like other girls, maybe the way I used to be in like high school or middle school. But I definitely think I'll have times where I'll see like a content creator and I'll just be envious. Like if I had, you know, that setup, you know, of like that many followers or that much engagement, like, or, you know, then, oh my gosh, like my business life, like whatever, I'll just think the grass is greener. And then I like slap myself across the freaking face and I'm like, Victoria, I'm like, think about the day you got 30,000 Instagram followers and you literally freaked out and like your mom got you a cupcake and like you
Aw.
couldn't believe it. And like
Yeah.
now look at where you are, and like it is enough. And like it's just like this sick thing in the brain, especially with the metrics for our job, is like you can always have another listener of the podcast.
Right.
You can always have another review. You can always have another follower. You can always get another email.
And
like
your value is that.
The numbers just never end. Right. So I mean, I would just say like, you know, scrolling TikTok and being like, oh, this girl always crushes it. Like I wish I always crushed it. But then like if I ever say that on the internet, someone's like, what do you mean? You're that person for me. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, well, you're probably that person for someone else. So it's just crazy how we're all like, you know, I could be looking at you thinking, oh, her hair is so gorgeous. And you could be thinking, oh, my hair feels so, I hate my hair today. Like, it's all these secret things and we're all looking to the right. And it's like, but someone's looking at you.
Right. And like, you actually like really do a disservice to yourself by like looking over there because you're not looking at all the people you have here. Yeah. You know, you're like, oh, I want all those followers that they have. And you're like, you have this community screaming like you're that to us. You know?
I love my followers. I don't want different followers. No, but I would always love more people to join the club.
Yes, no, exactly. But I'm always curious with people, like what triggers them jealousy wise, right? Is it like some people are jealous of like people that have a lot of friends, some people are jealous personally, like professionally, physically, you know, like what ways like are you usually, do you have to like put most precautions in place for yourself to like not?
I seriously, Jade, don't want to sound like I think I'm like fucking an angel, but I really don't experience a lot of jealousy anymore in my life. And and I guess to speak to that, like, I guess I feel so fulfilled with like my relationships and my friendships. And, you know, even if I have days where I'm like, oh, back to what we were saying before, I wish I had more like friends in LA or more of a group in LA. I'm like, but I would choose the best friends I have 100%. Being remote than like 20 friends in LA. Like,
oh, me too.
So it's like I constantly just come back to the abundance mindset of the things I have, or thinking like, you know, also I would ask everyone to think this. So if there's someone that you're jealous of and you say like, oh, I could have, you know, her body or something, what if that meant you would have to also have her life? Would you really want to give up your best friends, your partner, your job, how you know yourself? You wouldn't. And so it's like every aspect of our life is going to come with things that, you know, maybe aren't the way we would have hoped them to be, but it's also so special that I would never trade mine.
Yeah. And I'm like so comfortable with my demons now. Like I know where all like the shit in my life is. And I'm like, it's, you know, still pretty great. Like I don't know the demons in someone else's life. And I think we can like write these stories about like how they don't have any or like whatever.
No, everyone does. And you have no 100%. Idea what someone's going through and what kind of baggage you would pick up. And you know your own baggage and you know how to deal with it.
Yeah. And like people are just showing like what they want to. It's like 2% of their life, you know?
What about you? Have you had jealousy recently?
I don't have much like lately. Like I swear my bandwidth to feel anything is like negative like that is like pretty short. Like my attention span has gotten so short. I feel like when I was in my mid-20s, I was fucking fighting for my life every day. So jealous. Like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So anytime anyone would do anything, like they could win, it could be like fucking Simone Biles, like winning the Olympics. And I was like, that's so sick, you know, just because they were accomplishing anything. And now I'm like, I don't want to be an Olympic athlete. You know what I mean? I don't like, now it's like so much more like, okay, I don't know. I feel very confident and like fulfilled in my life that like I'll get twinges of jealousy. Like I'll be like, oh, I wish I had those jeans, or even, you know, like little shit, but it doesn't last long. It doesn't sit in me in the way that it did in my 20s. Like in my 20s, like, cause then I like put my phone down and I'm like, oh, my husband's home, or like, oh, my sister's calling, or like my, you know, like my personal life is so robust and doesn't have anything to do with that world. I don't think I stay in it long. Like I think when I was in my mid-20s, I was expecting for that feeling to go away completely. And I didn't realize that those triggers still come up, especially when someone accomplishes something that I want, or like that's in the same vein, or reminds me of like something I'm not doing. But I feel like it just comes, like I scroll and then it's over. You know what I mean? Like I feel it for a second and then I'm like, oh, okay, next, and I forget. You know, it's like you kind of get like lazier about like, you can't just like I used to be able to chew on it for so long.
And that like eats someone alive. Like if you're constantly, because jealousy also has twinges of like anger and aggression and like, you know, it's almost like the person feels threatened that someone else having success means they can't have any. And it's like,
Right.
no, their light can shine really bright and your light can also shine really bright. Like someone else's glow doesn't mean you can't glow,
Totally. And I
you
think it
know?
always is a symptom of a way that I don't feel good personally, right? Like I feel like that's the blessing of being somewhat self-aware and like being in therapy and doing the work so often is I'm like, okay, like I'm jealous of this person, let's say their followers or whatever it is. Like that's not really something that gets me, but if that were because like I don't put myself out there enough and like I feel like I'm holding myself back,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. My one of my favorite, I guess, teachers, Eckhart Tolle, says, "What you despise in another is also in you."
Right. Yeah, and I feel like that. Like if I'm like, "Oh, like that person accomplished something that I didn't accomplish." I'm like, "Oh, because like I feel like I'm being lazy about this thing that I know I need to do or like this I need to put myself out there. I need to be braver to do this thing." You know, it's like it never really
Or
is
it's like, you know, I hate that girl because she's always just like so happy. Who's happy all the time? And it's
right.
because you're not happy. So their happiness
Exactly.
triggers you.
Right, exactly. And I feel like I've like also accomplished enough where like like I saw on your profile, you got the 30 under 30, right? And some people like, right? I'm like, you're like, yes.
I'm
No,
like, I don't know how to answer
you're
that.
like, yes. No, it's amazing. It's wonderful. But like, you probably accomplished that. And then the next day happened, and something else might have sucked the next day. Like, when you've accomplished something and you know what it feels like to be envied, right? Even if it's getting married. Like, I know what it feels like to get married. It was awesome. I loved it. That's something that, like, even getting pregnant, that's something that some people want more than fucking anything. And, like, I'm still me. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I feel
Hmm.
like that, like, and like, not in a bad way. It still feels as good as you think it does.
Well, yeah, all material things are fleeting.
Right.
So true enoughness and a true sense of sustained joy
Mm-hmm.
is from peace within. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the accolades or the
Right.
follower count.
And life is multidimensional. So it's like when I think that someone else is like, only like experiencing wonderful feelings because they had this accomplishment or they did something that I wanted to do, I'm like, they have other parts of their life that they want fulfilled still. Or like, I know for me, the goalpost only moves. And I'm like, okay, I accomplished that. Yeah, yeah, sure, that's not a big deal. I like still want this huge thing.
Right.
So I feel like knowing that and just like having that life experience like helps
Yeah, and
a
that's
lot.
how, and then knowing that you can detach from being defined by if you hit the goalpost or not, right?
Right.
Because, like, you can say, well, I love myself and I love the process, and with or without hitting this thing, I'm going to be fine. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where I think true flow
Yes.
state and joy and balance with work comes.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, I wish I had tools or even like ways that, like, I've done years of therapy, of course, and all of that, but I really just think it's like getting older. And I hate to be that bitch because, like, I would be like, if I was 23 and hearing that, I'd be like, fuck you, like, that sucks. Like, it really is that, though. It's like loving yourself more, it's like loving your life more,
Right.
you know?
And, like, I mean, with time comes repetition, and with
Yeah.
repetition comes exhaustion and realizing, why am I in the same circle and upset with the
Yeah.
same thing again? And you just slowly start to realize, like, I don't want to spend my time this way.
Exhaustion. Like that's what it feels like. I can't sit with feeling jealous about someone for longer than 10 minutes. I
Right.
really can't. And like you turn your phone off or you watch a reality show of
And I think
someone.
social media is huge. Like, if someone's listening to this, like, oh my God, but I'm jealous all the time, or like, take a break from social media.
Totally.
It's just, we're being, I mean, overexposed to
Yeah.
everyone's wins and best pictures and
Yeah.
best outfits. And it really is like clouding and it fucks you up.
Can I be honest? Justice for Real Housewives and like reality TV. You know what I mean? There is a part of the world. I mean, I don't know if like some sickos are like jealous of people on reality TV. I look at that and I'm like, okay, my life isn't so bad. Like, oh my God, like I'm not like being like investigated for tax evasion. You know what I mean? Like, it is a
Right.
nice place to have Schadenfreude. It is a place that these people are fighting, and you're like, oh, I'm not fighting with anyone right now in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just, it can be really entertaining to just check into someone else's problems
Yes.
and then feel validated in your own and, like,
Judgments and
yeah.
yeah, it is really nice. So you famously have two best friends that are also creators and like that
Yes.
you've had for a long time. That's so cute. You and your one best friend look like sisters.
Aubrey. Yeah,
Yeah.
people say that. I'm always like, so you think I'm pretty?
Oh my
That's
God, you're
what we
both
say.
gorgeous. No,
No.
but you really both look so alike. It's really cute. Well, and it's so cute because you guys are both married to best friends.
Yeah, we did marry best friends.
Fun.
I know.
How can you be jealous of anyone else? That's like living the dream.
Honestly, maybe that's why I'm not.
I know, What are ways that you could be a better friend?
I mean, coming off of being a maid of honor, I'm like,
Word.
I did everything I could have done.
Yeah.
But
weddings are like Olympics of friendship, which I don't love. Like, I am like, I will, if you are in the trenches, like, I will be the best friend in the world. Like, that's where I really flex as a friend. Like,
no, me too. I feel good in those roles. But I think to your question, I don't know, maybe I do think I have like very high standards, and I think that, you know, if I were thinking of ways to be a better friend, I'm like, maybe I would have like more slack and flexibility with like expectations and stuff. Like I usually am pretty type A, where like if a friend's like, oh, I'll be there at this time, and then they need to shift it to be an hour late, or they're like, oh, I'll pick you up, and then they can't pick me up. Like, I get maybe a little flustered with that, but I never like let it show. But I definitely know that they feel like if it's me, they're like, and Victoria's so punctual, or Victoria always sticks to the plan.
Yeah.
Whereas with other friends, they might not feel that way. So that's probably an area that I could be a little bit more flexible, so that my friends don't feel like any anxiety around breaking the plan with me. But that goes back to what I said before, because I'm so type A.
I'd be a great challenge for you. Like, I would really be
You're like, I'll be late, I'll go to the wrong place,
I will.
I'll forget.
I will forget everything. I will not call you back for a long time. But then I will love on you so hard. Like, you can't take it personally, like when I retreat, or like, you know, like, and my friends are incredible in that way. They're all like very kind in that way. But yeah, I love a canceled plan like more than anything in the world. So like, I'd be a great friendship challenge for you.
Perfect. Yeah. Exposure therapy. And I always love exposure therapy.
I know, fucking exposure therapy. Like, sometimes I'm like, enough. You know what I mean? Like, good grief.
Enough exposure.
Enough exposure. I'm being exposed constantly. You know what I love about your content that resonated with me? And I think I don't meet that many people that are like this, but I don't weigh myself either. In pregnancy, I, like, the doctor does. Like, I asked, like, at my first appointment if I could, like, face away. And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, fine. I mean, this is like about radical acceptance anyway. And like, you don't give a shit. Like, you're literally turning into Fiona from Shrek in real time, and you just have to like disassociate. It actually is like an incredible body love time, because I also look back and I'm like, I was so cute. And then I'm like, now I'm like, this is cute. Like, I'm creating life. It's like I'm rounder, whatever. But not weighing yourself. I think some people think it's like you want to avoid it, or like that it's like dangerous, or like that you like, it's like just abstaining completely. And I haven't weighed myself since I was like in high school. I just always found that it was like, I'll never forget, there was this girl that I was really close friends with, and she was tall and skinny and weighed less than me, or like around like the same as me. And it like really confused me, like, because I was like, wait, there's like bones and shit like that can weigh like weight, like comparing weight to another person like always really confused me. Like, I'd be like, oh, like, you've never been above 119, or you've like those like numbers like that. And I was like, I've been above that. Like, my, you know, like, I just was always like, there's something that more to the story here, like, that I'm not getting, like, weight, the way that weight shows up on people and all that shit. So I just like always knew that it didn't resonate with me. But I feel like that decision like is so important. Like, do you still not weigh yourself?
No, I don't weigh myself. I was just at the OBGYN, and I just, when they say hop on the scale, I just say, and I'd prefer not to know my weight, please. Yeah. That's my line. And they say, no problem. And then I just like go like this, so it's like extra obvious. Yeah. And I don't weigh myself because I had an eating disorder, and because I've dealt with a lot of body image issues. Yeah. And it was just part of releasing my obsession with being a certain size. I also just feel like it's your gravitational pull to the earth. Like, it's literally so dumb. Like, if we talk about it like that, I'm like, you're stepping on, like, on it, and then basically asking it, like, can I like myself today?
Totally.
And because sometimes I think we all can relate to, like, looking in the mirror and not feeling good, stepping on a scale and seeing a number we wanted to see, and then actually thinking, wait, I feel happy. Yeah. But you look exactly the same as you looked 5 minutes ago. Or looking in the mirror and feeling amazing, stepping on, seeing a number you didn't want to see, and then suddenly feeling like shit. So it's like, why would I give a machine that much power over my emotions and my happiness? And I just refuse to do it. So I know I haven't weighed myself in, oh my God, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years.
Right. Me too. Like, I go about my life like, do my jeans fit or not? And then 99% of the time I'm like, oh, they were in the dryer for sure, even though they've never been washed ever. I'm like, oh, it's definitely like they shrunk, not, I didn't get larger. Like, I feel like it also, like, how stupid do you sound to be like, I'm 112. You know, it's like relax. You know what I
Some
mean?
people are really tied to it and the worth. There's a lot there, and some people are dealing with, a lot unraveling in their lives,
Yeah.
and that's controlling that number on the scale brings them a lot of peace in a way,
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people, everyone has their own specific situation they're navigating, and I have a lot of compassion for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that for me, it's just not helpful for me to have a scale in my
Totally.
house.
I'll never forget, I called my sister my freshman year of college. And I was like, I have definitely gained weight. Like, I ate shrimp shumai, like it was going out. I mean, like, I still fucking fuck with that shit hard. But, like, I was eating, like, crazy shit. Whatever. I gained a lot of weight my freshman year. And she was like, that must mean you're happy. And I was like, yeah, sometimes gaining weight means, like I just started dating my boyfriend and I gained a shit ton of weight because I ate whatever he ate. You know, like,
Mhm.
sometimes it means that it might mean you're in a bad place, but it might sometimes mean that you're in a happy place in life.
Totally. And like food is amazing. It's
Yeah.
good to enjoy food. I literally love food.
Yeah.
Every day I'm excited to eat. I'm excited for my meals.
Me too,
I
babe.
love it. And that's like a good, that's great. And
Yeah.
we should have satisfaction in what we're eating. And so many women are told, eat this, don't eat that, have this many calories, don't have this many calories. And they're not asked, what do you want to eat?
Yeah.
What tastes good to you? What sounds good?
Yeah.
And like really allowing yourself to enjoy that experience.
Right. So, like, and now, when the holidays come up, like, how does that feel for you? Like, with food, is that like a big part of it, or is that?
I definitely feel like I'm at such a strong place with my relationship with food. I've been intuitively eating for the past, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years. I need to memorize all my years, but a long time
Yeah.
since I was a sophomore in college, I've been an intuitive eater, and I'm now, probably by the time this airs, going to be an intuitive eating counselor, which I'm really excited
Wow.
about
Can
because,
you explain what is intuitive eating? It's just like eating like what you are craving, or what?
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of.
Okay.
So, intuitive eating is a mindfulness practice and approach to food where you're really listening to your body's cues and cravings. So, think about like when you have
Yeah.
your baby will cry when they're hungry.
Right.
And then once they're full, they will stop crying. Like we are literally born with a natural cue of like, I need nutrients
Sure.
or I'm full. But then as we get older, and we start to get told by people, oh, you shouldn't be eating now. We have dinner in 2 hours. Or this is breakfast time and then we have to get onto the bus. Or you need to finish your plate. I'm full. We don't waste food in this house. You just slowly lose connection to your intuition.
Right.
And then you get told your body's supposed to be a certain size. You see diet culture telling you shouldn't eat carbs, you shouldn't eat these foods, and then we just get so far away that all of a sudden we're waking up and we're like, okay, I'm allowed to eat these things. I can't eat these things. And you literally forget to ask yourself, am I hungry?
Right.
And then while you're eating, you forget to ask yourself, am I full?
Yeah.
Do I want more? Because you've told yourself you're not even allowed to have that say, right?
Okay, so you're so disconnected
So
from, yeah.
intuitive eating is getting you back into your body so that you can really get in touch with your biological cues for
Yeah.
hunger and fullness, and also make sure you're incorporating satisfaction and joy in the eating experience. And it completely healed my binge eating disorder.
Wow.
And I just want to spread the word near and far.
That's incredible. Okay. Yeah, because I've always heard like intuitive eating, but I never really like
People say, when
asked.
people hear intuitive eating, they think, I can't be an intuitive eater because if I was an intuitive eater, I would just eat like cookies and Oreos
Right.
all week long and I would never stop. And maybe you would. Maybe for
Yeah.
the first day or 2 days, you would actually only eat cookies.
Yeah.
But if you really were saying nothing's off limits, I guarantee you by the end of that second day or that third day, you'd think, I cannot eat another cookie. I
Right.
actually just want a crunchy salad. I would love a bell pepper.
Yeah.
I would love some carrots and hummus.
Yeah.
Because your body would actually crave
Being
vegetables.
pregnant is all intuitive eating because you're like, what the fuck? Like this, I want this crazy craving, or like
Yeah.
this like food. Like sometimes we're like, I need a vegetable. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Which is good. You can tell what your body needs. You're like, I need more food. I need less.
Right.
And it's easier said than done. And depending
Yeah.
on where someone starts and where they're at with their relationship with food, it can be, more difficult to grasp these concepts. But I would start by encouraging everyone just to ask themselves, what do I want to eat?
Right.
Not, is it time to eat? I can't eat this. I should eat this.
Yeah.
What do I want to eat?
Because I even feel like how we like, especially me pre-pregnancy, like I would jack myself up on so much fucking caffeine in the morning, then like I wouldn't be hungry until like lunch or dinner, and then it's like we are just so disconnected, whether it's because of
Yeah.
caffeine consumption that suppresses our appetite, or because we're supposed to be intermittent fasting and we, we're on this schedule, or we're,
Once
like,
again, things that are not like tied. I mean, being told you need to intermittent fast till 1, like most
yeah,
people might be hungry before then, and then you're not listening to your hunger cues,
right,
you know?
right,
Yeah, and also, I mean, to the caffeine, we should be eating something at least every like
yeah,
4 or 5 hours.
yes,
So, for people who might think, oh, I'm not getting hunger cues, then I would just try to eat regularly every 4 hours or so and maybe keep a journal and
yeah.
like slowly those cues will come back.
Okay, I love that, especially as we go into the holidays. I feel like that's important. Okay, last little thing. What is your go-to gift? Like, what's the best gift you've given recently?
Honestly, Bobble Bar has so many cute
Cute, yeah.
custom things. Like you can customize a blanket. So I customized this gray and white blanket with the initial G for my brother and sister-in-law because they just moved apartments.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
it's just so cute. Like it's a custom blanket. Who doesn't love a blanket?
Yeah,
Like speaking of gifting, like the Barefoot Dreams
it's
blankets, the
so
Barefoot Dreams
true.
robes, the Barefoot Dreams fuzzy socks. So yeah, I would say that's a gift I'm giving soon. And also Bobble Bar has so many like custom stuff. I know this sounds like it's sponsored. It's
No, I'm gonna
not.
go. I need
Um,
to do because also you get so many points for
so many
customization.
things. I think I have a code. I forget. It might be VGB. Just try that.
Okay,
But
we'll put
if
it in the description.
if not, still, I just think it's a great place. Like custom necklaces, custom
Yeah,
bracelets, because custom stuff always makes people custom. They have custom tote bags.
that's what I'm saying. Like you
Makes
get a
people
lot of
feel
extra
special.
points. Yeah. Okay, I love that. Thank you so much for doing
Thanks for
this.
having me. You are literally so funny. Have you ever been on the Toast? I feel like you're
No.
like one of the third. Like you
Oh
need to be
my
with
God.
them. Like the three
Thank
of you
you.
together would be
Oh,
insanely
thank you.
funny.
Thank you. No, I haven't, but you're the best. Thank you so much. Bye.